Hello everyone, I'm going to turn the lights off back here so that you can see me better. Good evening. I am just finishing dinner. I just got home. What a crazy day. Is everybody else hating daylight savings time, or is it just me? I hate how dark it is in the evening, and I could care less if the sun is shining when I wake up in the morning. I'm a crab anyway when I wake up, and I do not need the sun shining bright in the morning. I would like my sun in the evenings, thank you very much. So I do not wish to participate in daylight savings time. Hey girls, anybody who is watching, make sure you comment below so I know you are here and that you can be entered to win the free giveaway at the end of the week. As many of you that tune in every night, you will earn an entry in the free giveaway. So up to 5 entries because I'll be going live every evening. So this is my look today. I kind of fashioned it around my outfit, obviously, and I picked colors that would go with my look today. So I'm going to recreate this look for you. I am going to get my mineral pigments out because that is what I used today. And that's it. So I have Sexy. This is my highlight, both on my cheeks, my nose, my lips, my chin, my eyebrow. This is my highlight. Love it, love it, love it. This is the best highlighter we have besides Angel is Sexy. So the other color that I used is Precocious. This is a navy blue color. It's beautiful. I also used, no, I didn't use that. Did I use that? No, maybe I did. Yeah, I did. Corrupted. I already forget what I used to use this look today. It's been a long day. Corrupted and Heartbroken. So all of these colors, I can't even hold all 4 of them up, and I'll hold the main ones up here. These are the colors in my shirt, right? So whatever, you don't have to wear your makeup to match your face, but it is kind of fun. Hi everyone. Am I in my group or am I in my party group? Because Laura's in here. Laura, are you in my party group? My glam girl? Yes, you are, because Heather probably added you. Okay. I'm thinking, how the heck are you in this group? Sidetracked. Anyway, I need to get this makeup off. Oh my gosh, tell me I don't have any shine whites here. I do. I'm out. I need to buy more. I have so much more to purchase just on basic refills, ladies. I think I'm going to post something in my group to see if anybody needs anything. All right, a really simple eyeshadow look. First things first, ladies, and I say it and I'm going to say it again. Primer. Have you heard of it? I've probably talked about it already. But this stuff is fantastic. It makes your skin and your face feel like silk. You look at how like tiny minuscule amount that I'm going to need just for my eyelid here. It makes it feel so soft, and it's going to help the primer. No, it's going to help the pigment stay on. So I'm going to do a little demonstration. I'm putting the primer here and not down here. Okay, so no primer here, primer up here. And I am going to use one of the dark colors here. This is Precocious. I always forget what it's called, so I have to keep looking at the bottom. And then I'm going to just swipe it here in the primer. It's beautiful. There's no flaking. It stays on my hand perfectly. Look at that color. Beautiful. It's like a purple navy blue. I can't even describe it. Then I'm going to put it down here where there is no primer. So if you can see, the more you kind of wipe, the more it kind of just rubs around on your hand. Now I'm going to add a little more density on top here, and you're going to see the more that I add, the more that stays in place, and the more dense the color looks, or intense and true the color looks. Okay, so big difference between top and bottom here. I love, love, love primer. I don't even know that it's transferring well on my hand or not, but there is a huge difference when you use primer. There's also a difference when you kind of wet your brush. So I am notorious for spraying my brush with some rose water. And I'll do that on this brush here. So you guys can see how awesome this color comes out when you dampen or wet your brush. So you get a little bit of a similar result to using primer. So if you're not using primer, start using primer, ladies. It makes such a difference. Or use a damp brush. But if you can see this on my hand, I know you can't see it in person, but actually the colors are even a little bit different when I use rose water compared to when I use primer. So if you want to mix up the look and change the look a little bit, the rose water is going to be something that kind of adds a new element of dimension to the color. So I started with my angled shadow brush, and I started with Corrupted. I always start with a matte darker color in the crease here, and I just put that right here and just start blending that in. Mineral pigments are also great to use together because they're of the same, you know, consistency, of the same, made of the same stuff, so they're gonna blend really nicely together. Not to say that you can't mix mineral pigments with palettes, you can, and you can mix mineral pigments with splurge cream shadows, you totally can. But I'm just saying, if you want effortless, you don't have to really fuss with anything too much, using similar like products is going to keep it in place. So this is where I also went just in the crease. See how I kind of concentrated this precocious just here in the outer corner, and then just in the crease. I'm not really smearing it around. I'm just kind of darkening up the crease a little bit more and making it smokier. And I know it's just a subtle like difference, but I really like it. Then this is where I did use my moist or damp brush. I sprayed it with my rose water. My eye already has primer on it, and I used the Heartbroken color, which is like a shimmery red color. It's beautiful. And I just focused this color right on the lid here, okay? See how that just came to life? Because it is damp, because it is wet, and because I have primer. What a difference, right? This side needs a little touch up here. Yeah. So then I go in with my highlighter. You can use the same brush and just wipe it off. Make sure you wipe it thoroughly, especially because these colors are really dark. Because you're going in with a light color. I'm literally dropping everything. So this is Sexy. And you're going to go here in your corner, and then you're just going to bring it up here and blend in the smoked out region. I just kind of blend it all. There's no right or wrong way to do it. I just like to wipe off any of the extra that falls off here. And then this is also can be used as a highlight. So I like to multi-purpose products, and you can kind of dip your brush in here, tap it off, and then go in here with the shimmer. All right, you don't need a ton. You just need the littlest amount. You come down the bridge of your nose here, across your forehead, and down here on your chin, okay? So you can use these mineral pigments as a highlight. You don't need much of it, and it goes a long way. What eye color is this good for? Sexy? Sexy is good for anybody because you're going to use it as a highlight. So Sexy is like a pinky shimmer. I don't know if you can tell. And then there's also, I have one more shimmer here. That's like a yellowish shimmer, which I think you, Laura, might like better. And so you can use this as your highlight. And I'll swatch this for you. Maybe just on the top here. So it's just a really light shimmer. It just adds a shimmer. You see the shimmer there? That's all this does. It just adds a shimmer. So you're going to use that on your brow color, on the inner corner, and then, you know, anywhere where you want to highlight, you can use this shimmer. It's angelic or sexy. Anybody else have questions about this look? I used on the bottom 2 of our pencil liners. I used precarious and presumptuous. So precarious is like a navy blue color, and I took it like about halfway. And then presumptuous is like this like shimmer teal color. I don't know if you can tell. And I just went in the inner corner here. Now you can see that my eye, these liners do not budge. They do not smudge. They stay in place. So I don't know if you have I done a video yet or not of the pencil liners, but they're amazing. Smudge proof, waterproof. So by the end of the day, I don't have raccoon eyes. That's a huge deal for me. I can't stand when you buy eyeliner and you're constantly like rubbing your fingers under your eyes to clear the makeup off. I just can't stand it. So this is a really simple look. You know, 4 different pigment colors. They all blended beautifully with each other. I'm afraid to pick all these up at one time. I'm going to drop it. I know I am. So there is precocious, heartbroken, and sexy. I think they go well together, as well as corrupted, which is this matte, smoky gray. All right, so these liners here, I'm just kind of rubbing because I want you to see that it doesn't blend, it doesn't rub off. They're smudge proof for a reason. No smudging. Sarah, my problem with wearing multiple colors is it all blends in, no definition. Sarah, one of the tricks to kind of defining, you don't really want it to be like plain lines. Excuse me, please leave. You really do want it to blend into each other, but I know what you mean, that where it kind of all just like blends in together and it looks like one color. So what I did here for the red that goes on my lid, or this shimmery red, is I sprayed my brush with rose water. So I gave a little example here is one of the colors in rose water. I've been rubbing my hand all over. So you get it to stay in place, or you can just dip your brush in water. And so if you dip your brush in water and dip it into a pigment, then you're just going to pat it. You're not going to rub because you don't want it smearing everywhere. You're just going to pat it right here in place, right on the lid. That's it. Mommy, another thing you can do, please leave, baby, is primer. Primer is like this silky, smooth texture, and this is going to keep your shadow from not blending in other areas. When you put it there, it's going to stay there. So it's going to stay there all day. This is my eye from earlier today. And, you know, my smoky color has stayed in my crease. It's not all blended in together. And I know that's what you mean. So when you use primer, your shadow stays exactly where you put it. So that is important. Primer, and then using a damp brush. You don't want to use a damp brush for all your colors though, because here, like when you're using the crease, you don't want a damp brush. It's going to look too dark and it's going to be too much. So the only time you really want to dampen your brush or you use a rose water is when you're patting it here, whatever color you want on your lid to stay on your lid. But for the most part, you're going to want to use primer. So primer, water, brushes, you know, those are important things to be using so that your colors all kind of stay in the place. Did I answer your question? I'm going to be doing some more demonstrations this week, so hopefully I'll be able to show you other looks in different ways. That I know this was a little bit complicated because it was 4 different colors, but is shimmer okay for 40 plus years old? You know what? There is kind of this misconception of people who are more mature. They're like, oh, I can't wear shimmers, you know. I really think it just depends on the quality of your eyelid skin, believe it or not. Some people have really great eyelids and eye shapes. If you have a hooded eye, shimmer is a little bit more difficult to pull off no matter what age you are. Just because it's really hard for the shimmer to stay in that spot because this part of your eye just kind of hangs over the lid. So you get a lot of transfer. So you have to be very intentional about using shimmer. And I'm going to have to do like a hooded eye look in my group too. Unless there's requests here, I can do a hooded like eye look here one of these weeks. But 40 plus years old, it depends. Like if you have a lot of extra skin in your eyelid area, it can make it look more like it has more creases. But I would say if you were going to use a shimmer, the only place to use a shimmer is just right here a little bit on the lid part, and that's it. And maybe a tiny bit up here for the highlight. But I would keep all others matte. And if you're not comfortable using a shimmer on the lid, it really just depends on the eye shape of the person and the eyelid integrity of the skin. You know, if you have a lot of extra skin, and everybody's different. Like I know some people who were just born with a lot of extra eye skin, so shimmer might not be something you can pull off. But my mom is in her 60s and she can pull off a shimmer like anybody's business because she has really good eyelid shape and she doesn't have, you know, droopy or any kind of saggy skin up here. So anyway, thank you for the questions. I know I kind of ramble on. But I hope you had a good evening. I hope that my tutorial was informative for you for mineral pigments and using primer and then our smudge proof liners, and you have a fabulous look for the evening. And thanks for tuning in. Thanks for commenting. Make sure you comment below so you can be added into the drawing at the end of the week so you can win some free stuff. Thank you for the comments, and thank you for all the love and the likes, and thank you for following me. Good night, guys.